Grandma. Characters: Grandma, Helen, daughter-in-law, Albert, son, Jack, husband, Sharon, granddaughter, Charles, grandson, Victor, grandson, and Claire, baby. Act 1. It was in Romania, my 2 brothers and my 2 sisters and me. My father was killed. He was shot. My mother remarried with the name Brezna. I was Rachel Brezna. One of my brothers was blind, and my mother took him to Austria to see if they could help him. He learned how to make straw chairs, the kind you see on porches. He also learned to play the guitar. My other brother moved to Wales. I remember my mother went to synagogue, but we didn't. My sister wanted to marry a Christian, but this never happened. My other sister left her husband because she was having too many children with him. Life was hard in Romania. At 11 years old, already I was working in a factory, rolling cigarettes. All this, nicht gefällig. It doesn't matter now. Then there was Jack, my husband. Oh, how he loved me. His eyes followed me wherever I went. When I was 21, he told my family that he would kill all of them if he could not marry me. Alibi. It may be so. So I married him. I was a beautiful woman with long blonde hair that I put in a big bun. I had a beautiful figure. One man wanted to take poison because I wouldn't want him. Jacques came from Turkey. He was Sephardi. His family was Spanish from Spain. You know, Turkey led in the Jews, probably from the Spanish Inquisition. But Zugnish, don't say it. When we married, we moved to Cairo, Egypt. I was once bitten by a scorpion and had typhoid fever there. But such a city. I learned to speak 7 languages. We went to the opera. I learned Italian. I had 4 children, Victoria, Sarah, Frida, and Albert. Jack was a guide in the pyramids, but I never went there. Later, he had his own cigar store. These were wonderful days. We could afford servants. We lived wonderfully. Then, when Albert was born, tourists, problems. We had to go to America because I had a problem with this pregnancy. Only the American doctors could help me. So we went there. The children, except Albert, stayed in Cairo with the Brezna family, where they went to school for a few years. Albert was born in Cairo anyway. Ah, America. When we came to America, we came to the east side of Manhattan. The Hebrew Immigration Aid Society took us in and helped us till Jack got a job as a butcher. Before this job, he didn't come home for 2 whole days till he was working again. He brought home bones from the butcher. Then he bought his own butcher store on 3rd Avenue in Manhattan. This was near a toy store, but his nephew, who worked with him as a partner, stole from the business, and it went bankrupt. This was when we had a house in Brooklyn. My daughter Victoria was good with figures. She kept the record books for us. When the business went bankrupt, Jack got a job in the Bronx as a butcher. He would fall asleep on the train to the Bronx. Goodness helping, nothing helps. I gave him rolls and coffee for breakfast. We had to give up the home in Brooklyn. Then we moved to the Bronx, near Jack's job. Poor Jack, he never had a head for business. Again, tourists, trouble. Albert, when he was young and he was playing, he banged his leg, which is what they call osteomyelitis. His leg became infected, and through the years he was in and out of the hospital where he did his schoolwork. At one time, they were going to take off his leg. He also had a speech problem. He stuttered. Jack would slap him when he stuttered. But Jack had a good idea to help Albert's leg. He bought him a bicycle to strengthen his muscles. From then on, Albert took the bicycle out for miles and miles and built up his leg. And by adolescence, he was strong and healthy again. Jack even put a gym in the home in Brooklyn, where Al made a club with his friends that he called the Whoopie Boys. All my girls were good secretaries. They were beautiful women. Victoria married Louis and had 2 children, Betty and Edith. Sarah married a communist first, then divorced, then married Irving, but they never had any children. Albert was a patriot and was good at mechanics and joined the Merchant Marines. He married Helen and had 4 children, Sharon, Charles, Victor, and Claire. But my poor Frida had a romance, and after that was never the same. Jack died and left me bupkis, nothing. He never had a head for business. I lived on Social Security, living with each of my children for years here and years there. And here I am in the 1950s at Albert's house with the children. A child is crawling on the floor. Grandma goes over and says, "Nice, Mamala." Grandma gives the baby a little blanket. "Take the schmata, Mummy. Be nice, and Grandma will love you." Sharon comes in and says,
"Hi, Grandma. What you making? Smells good."
"Some chicken." "You chew like a cow. Like a cow you chew."
Everybody chews gum.
"You mustn't do what everybody else does. You must be a lady. Don't be a coward, Mommy. Be different." Sharon says, "Anna Mensch from dir. When will you be a full human?" Ach, the große Mädela, the biggest one. How will it be with you?
Grandma, I got homework to do. Tell me when dinner's ready. What time are Mommy and Daddy coming home?
Never mind. Maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, once in a while, it's good for them to get out. Sharon leaves and Grandma is cooking the chicken.